And welcome, folks, to another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. Gorgeous, Borges, as he likes to be known.
I'm not as good looking when we lose, Sam.
Who calls themselves gorgeous? I mean, that's a bit vain, don't you think,
Well,
Al?
I don't know, Sam. I've never called myself gorgeous in my life, but for some reason, people have taken to that a little bit. Maybe because I am gorgeous. I don't know. But I know that I'm not as good looking when we lose. I know that. Okay.
Yeah. My
So,
grandmother used to say it's not bragging if it's true, Al. So
well,
I guess if you're gorgeous, it's okay to say it.
it is what
So
it is, Sam. Yep.
yeah, it certainly wasn't gorgeous for Michigan
Nope.
on Saturday. We will get into that coming up. You know what is gorgeous?
What's
The
that, Sam?
Autograph app. The Autograph app is absolutely gorgeous. It is the new home, as you know, if you're watching this film study. It is home. It is housed on the Autograph app. That is the new home for the Michigan Film Studies. The app that was founded by Tom Brady. It is where you aggregate all of your fan consumptions, all of your favorite podcasts, your favorite videos, film studies like this, blogs, and whatnot. You find them all in one place. And as you can consume these fan offerings, you you know you gain points, and then you can redeem these points for rewards. You know how it works right here on the Autograph app. So be sure you enjoy all of the offerings right here on Autograph, including this film study. Of course, the football film study focus on the defense with Vance Bedford as well. Be sure to check that out. Of course, folks, listen, just because Michigan had that L to Texas doesn't mean that we deviate from our plan. We're still monitoring the Buckeyes as well. Alan Vance still keeping an eye on the Scarlet and Gray. We're still going to be doing the Buckeye film study during the Michigan bye weeks.
That's right,
The
Sam.
first bye week coming up in about a month, and then the second Michigan bye week in a few months. We're going to be breaking down the Buckeyes in ways that you haven't seen before, so you know exactly what the enemy is going to bring to the table. You know
Exactly.
exactly what they're going to do on offense and defense, right? Yeah, kind of like Connor Stallion did. You know how had all the signs, right? They think Connor had the signs that they didn't even show. Yeah, that's this new thing. It's like, hey, we hadn't even run this play, and Michigan knew what we were going to do. These people are just they just warped beyond belief. But hey, they're
A
paranoid.
bunch of conspiracy theories out there, Sam. They're not restricted to politics. I promise you that.
Right, they're paranoid like that down in
Yeah.
Columbus. But you know what? It's fine. We're actually going to scout them better than they've ever been scouted before because we got gorgeous, Borges, and Vance Bedford on the job. But we need your help. We need
Yep.
you to help fund these film studies that are dedicated to the Buckeyes. You see these PayPal funds, these links that are in the description and in the comment section. Help us fund these Buckeye film studies because we gotta pay gorgeous Borges and Vance Bedford for their time they're dedicating to these Buckeye film studies, right? So help us do that, and we will make sure to inform you, to edify you
Edification,
with this information
information.
in the Michigan bye week. So be sure to help us out by helping fund those film studies. With that, Al, let's go ahead and get to what is a very tough deal.
Do
Something
we
we
have to,
haven't,
Sam? Do we have to? Yeah, I guess we do.
yeah, we haven't had to do this in a long time.
No,
It's
we haven't. We haven't.
been a few years since we had to break down a regular season loss. Al, what
Yeah,
since
no, and never mind a home loss. This is painful.
yeah, what has it been? Was it 2021 was the last regular
Yeah,
season
yeah.
that
It's
we
been a long
had to
time.
break down?
Yeah.
So Wolverines fell to the Texas Longhorns, and the offense it was a painful performance for the Maize and Blue. Tough to muster anything on the ground, tough to muster anything through the air. Some narratives that we destroyed in the breakdown, as you folks got a chance to to really see one of those, Al, you just automatically assume that Michigan was running in the loaded boxes all day, and that actually was not the case.
Not
Al
the
Borges,
case.
Michigan
No,
was not running in the loaded boxes all day.
no, they were not. That's true. I broke down how many times they brought a safety down or were not in what I call a split safety defense, some type of 4 deep, and they ran into light boxes or they saw light boxes on early downs 23 times. They saw loaded boxes on early downs. And I'm talking about first and second down because third down is kind of a different animal. You know, you get all the exotic blitzes. I don't really, unless it's third really short yardage, I really consider there's more passing down. So they only ran into loaded boxes about 10, 11 times. So there's opportunities there to get some yards, you know, and by my numbers, they ran a little under 4 yards a pop into light boxes. That's got to improve. That's not good enough, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and as is often the case, look, so much of the attention focused on the offensive line, and I do think the offensive line is the biggest issue with the run game. Make no mistake, but it's not the only issue.
no, not the only issue. It's a combination of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it is.
combination of things, and so let's go ahead and bring up the first play, Al,
Mm-hmm.
that we were able to break down,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the counter F.
Counter F play. Yeah, very popular, often run play. Some variation of counter is in Michigan's offense in every game. You know, or sometimes run a lot, sometimes run a handful of times, but it's always part of it. And this is one here that could have had a better result. Okay, counter F versus 4-2. 4-2 is the front. Under means that the nose guard is shaded to the strong side. Underneath is in a what we call a 2-eye, which means he's inside the guard. Okay, you can see on the back end again the safeties are split. That means there's no safety spinning down. This is an opportunity now to run into what is in essence a 7-man box, and you got the blockers to block them. Okay, so this is potentially good. Okay, what you're doing here, you're going to read the quality of the guard's block. The guard is going to pull. I'm going to show you that in a minute, and we're going to see how that block is. Is it a kick out? Is it a hook? You know, where he actually has to hook the guy inside, which would mean now the back would go outside. If he kicks him out, then he would go inside. Okay. So we're going to read the quality of that left guard's block. Now let's see how the whole scheme shakes out. We put Morse in motion, and he widens and blocks the corner. Now that secures that dude. We're good to go. We got that guy taken care of. The edge is handled. So if the ball goes outside, we got an escort, right? Inside, you're going to see in a minute, we got a fullback. Start off with a double team on the 3 technique. Very important that we come off with our hips together. We don't allow any leakage, and we move that guy until we see the movement of the backside linebacker, and then either the guard or the tackle will fall off to block him. Okay? When you block down, they squeeze. Now they squeeze. Usually they got a couple different techniques they'll use. One is what we call a spill, where they try and take that guard on with their outside arm and blow up that vertical seam, or they squeeze with their inside arm. Now, generally on a spill technique, you're taking the ball outside. When they use an inside arm technique, you got a better shot to run inside. In this case, they squeeze with an inside arm technique. This ball's got to go outside. Still, even though it's not a spill, the ball really should go outside. So he squeezes as soon as that right tackle blocks down on the double team. Now you see the backside guard go back to seal that nose guard, and that guard pull, and that's the block that we're going to read the quality of, okay? And in this case, he pretty much has got him hooked, okay? Now, it's unusual, this play. It's unusual because the fullback still goes inside. Well, most of the time when the fullback goes inside, so does the back, okay? But in this case, that isn't really the case. The fullback fits, but I don't think the back would have fit. So with that guy being hooked, now you're going to probably take the ball wide. There's the fullback. He's going to wrap around and try and find a little entry point in there to block that play side linebacker. So that's what it looks like. There's no real help on this play if you take the ball back. It's either usually going to hit on track right in behind that fullback wrapping, or it's going to bounce outside if that guy squeezes or spills, okay? On rare occasions, you'll take the ball back on a counter, but not very often. It starts to the left, and this, as you're going to see, that's where it should go. He should attack that gap, seeing if he has it, and then as soon as he sees that squeeze, just buzz his feet, go around the corner, and pick up the receiver. He'll be your escort to the outside. But in this case, we don't stay with it. We don't stay. We got to stay with the block and see what happens. So you go back where everybody's unblocked. Now he gains a few yards, but the picture with this light box is we could have been on the safety with an escort, okay? And we run back into the unblocked, and we just don't stay or read the quality well enough, and it results in a minimal damage. But this is what you want to run into. If you're going to run football, you like seeing those two high safeties, right? So they're not blowing down there, adding the one extra or the add-in defender that you can't block. But in this case, you can block a ball.
This is one time where you want Donovan to bounce it.
You want him to bounce. Yeah, that's where it really is, okay? If you look at it, and again, I don't think they have an end zone, but the All-22 really shows this. But we're just running back into traffic. We're running into where we're blocking back rather than running into where the seam is going to be, okay? Just trust that hole. Trust it, and then let your instincts take charge. Don't do anything prematurely. See what happens. Watch it develop, and then respond accordingly.
Yeah, this is a great.
See, the ball starts to the left, so it kind of freezes everybody for a beat and helps set those blocks up. And you can see they're all blocked inside. They're all blocked. Everybody's handled there. And the real soft spot in the defense is on the flank because the squeeze is giving up the flank, and they have a blocker to handle the corner. So they're in good shape on that play. That should have been better than it was.
Yeah, there were times, and we'll show other instances where your backs, whether it was Donovan or Khalil, where there should have been more yards there where it was on the back.
Yeah. The injustice about this sometimes, Sam, is whenever you're not running the ball, the narrative is always the offensive line's playing bad, and they're not playing particularly well. That is at least in part true, and probably more that way than anything. But it isn't always them. It isn't always them. It's a collective effort when you win. It's a collective effort when you lose.
Yeah, it's a litany of errors right now.
A litany of errors, yeah.
In the run game that need to be corrected. They need to keep working it. It needs to get better.
Just grind it and grind it. The good thing about Donovan is he'll make those errors occasionally. Mm-hmm. But before you know it, all of a sudden he pops one clean, he can take it to the house. They have not had enough explosive plays. But Donovan's one kid that's proven that he can give them that. So you just got to keep coaching him. He figured out he's a smart kid, and he'll get better at those things. But sometimes there's some growing pains along the way that you hate to see, particularly in a game like this.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. That hey, it might be maddening to some fans. He's kind of like a slugger, who's going to try. I wouldn't say rob deer. Rob Deer probably maybe struck out too much. He had a better. He didn't strike out as much as Rob Deer, but you kind of get the analogy. Like he's gonna have those swing and misses, but boy, he's gonna hit you those home runs, and they just don't have any other home run hitters.
No, that's why you got to stick with him. He's proven he can do these things, but there are some things you got to coach him on, like anybody else. He'll get it.
Yeah. So, folks, if you want to see more of this football film study focused on the offense with Al Borges, just scan this QR code and download the Autograph app. It's available on Android and iOS. You can do it on your iPad, your iPhone, your Android. It is an outstanding app that aggregates all of the things that you do as a fan.
And we love aggregation, don't we, Sam? We do.
Reading your favorite blog, watching your favorite videos, film studies like this one, listening to your favorite podcasts. And of course, when you do all these things, you accrue points. And the great thing about it is with these points, you can redeem these points for rewards. Great thing that Tom Brady, this is his app. He came up with this great idea. It's an outstanding app that is available for free. This app is not available behind a paywall. It is free, available to you. All you have to do is download the Autograph app right now. Again, just scan this QR code. For those who are technologically challenged, make it even easier for you. All you have to do is follow this link, right? Some of you just say, I don't want to scan a QR code, Sam Webb. Just go to link.ag.fan/Sam Webb. Again, that's link.ag.fan/Sam Webb and download the Autograph app today. And you'll be able to see the film study, of course, the film study with Al Borges, the film study with Vance Bedford, and you'll be up to speed on all the things that are going on when it comes to the latest and the greatest with the Michigan breakdowns as far as the film studies are concerned. And of course, during the bye weeks, we're going to be breaking down the Buckeyes. Don't forget the Buckeye breakdowns. We need your help to fund the Buckeye breakdown. So be sure to check out the comment section, the description. Help us fund the Buckeye breakdowns. Is Al and Vance are breaking down the Buckeyes on a weekly basis. We're going to do Buckeye film studies during the Michigan bye week. So if you want to help us fund those Buckeye breakdowns, be sure to go to the PayPal links in the description and in the comment section. And we'll be sure to take care of you with those Buckeye breakdowns in the bye week. So be sure to help us out.
I already started my breakdown, Sam. Already started them. Got that first game under my belt for the Buckeyes, and this Wednesday we're gonna go for game 2. So we'll be up on them.
There you go, folks. So we'll see you then. Be sure to download the Autograph app so you can see the film studies.